What's going on? It's your boy Big MBK. I don't even gotta say too much. We're gonna hop right into it. We got DJ Akademiks going over Summer Walker's contract. We're gonna see if it was fair, if it wasn't. And yeah, let's get right into it.
If you do name the song, how lit was she? How poppin' was she? So let me give another example because like this is a long read. I think. What's more, blah blah blah. The singer would have been incentivized to be managed by whatever, even the conflict of interest. Okay, I'll admit that. LVRN. Y'all either gonna do management or y'all gonna do a label. I get it. That's the QC model. QC has solid foundation, which manages people, but then QC is the label. Oftentimes, the same people that work for the management work for the label. So, whose interests are you really caring about?
Alright, so bro, what people don't understand too is when you get signed to a record label deal, you're usually supposed to get a manager, your own lawyer, and like two other professionals to help you, like accountant, and it's one more. But typically, when you sign to a label, what they do is some of them they give you their own management team, they give you their lawyers and all that stuff. And you're like, yo, bro, I got some of the best lawyers and all that stuff like that. But keep in mind, that same lawyer that is from the label is negotiating with the label off of like for your profit. So say, I'm your lawyer that a record label gave you, and I'm like, yo, we're gonna talk to the label. We're gonna try to get the best price for you. If the label hired me to help you, why would I have your best interest? Think about it. Like, if I'm trying to get you the best deal with the label that hired me, that pays me all the big bucks, why would I try to really get you the best deal ever? I'm gonna get you something fair, but just know those are a lot of people's like intentions, and it's called a conflict of interest.
I'm just not with that practice at all. You get me? Like, imagine if you are an NBA player trying to negotiate a contract with a team, and your lawyer and your manager also works for the team. They're probably going to, whoever is going to give them more, they're probably going to be like, I'm going to try to get you the better deal, right? Conflict of interest. So I agree with this, and I'll say publicly, yo, hey, for justice and the rest of people in LVRN, listen, this is a common practice that's scummy in the industry. If you sign a motherfucker, let them get their own management and their own lawyer. Don't try to do both. Okay, when you do both, when things like this come up, you look scummy because you're fucking their manager and their label, which their manager's supposed to negotiate with their label. How could you negotiate with yourself if you do both? Scummy. Okay, so I called that out. Alright. The deal gave Walker a little flexibility. She's effectually indentured servant. What the fuck? For a series of album, and they face little risk. What? Yeah, when you sign an artist that got zero clout, zero nothing, you don't know if they're gonna pop off. It's easy to say that someone's gonna pop off when they've already made it. You know how many bunch of people get contracts and get signed that turn out to be nothing? You only know the people that actually do. So when this article says that the company faced no risk, again, I don't know how lit she was in 2017, but I never heard about no fucking Summer Walker in 2017. If nobody knew Summer Walker in 2017 and she broke in 2019, it's...
And he's not dissing Summer Walker at all. Like, he's literally just saying, like, for a label to take the risk, especially the big amount of risk that they did, because they spent a lot of money for her, like over $100K, and like just in the initial, like, oh, here's your signing bonus. So it's like, for them to do that, and she didn't have like a huge audience and everything like she does now, can you really say they took little risks?
It's a good possibility that she would have not popped off, which means they would have just took a complete loss. So when you mean like they faced little risk?
Don't mind me either. I'm just rolling up. So yeah.
Huh? Anyway, for most artists, lopsided deals are the norm. compare the music industry to blah blah, you'll notice this. This is very true. The reason why, like, it's a fucked up thing when you sign record deals is because the chance of success is low. Okay, and I told y'all before, which is a theme that I'll keep reiterating. You sign one successful artist pays for the other 10 failures. Just is what it is. Okay. That's partially why artists complain about their deals, blah, 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 the frequent occurrence. Meek Mill signed into contract just last week. I've been paid for music. I don't know, blah, 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 da, da, da. Anyway. But artists who are angry about their deals rarely share specifics, blah, blah. One notable exception is Kanye West, who either pays by pays. The absence of specifics isn't necessarily surprising since artists are known to blah, blah, blah. In addition, artists may be embarrassed to show personal details to show that or more like their representative failed to obtain a favorable deal. Perception. Oh my god. Okay.
Chatting.
What's the fucking deal? You're just talking a lot.
Chatting.
Okay. Let me just get to the deal points.
I'm just gonna
deal with LVR and Interscope stipulated that she would receive just $110,000 as an initial advance. Let me please tell you this: Rolling Stone, whoever who fucking wrote this, fuck the hell off. Again, let me look in the chat. Did y'all know her in 2017? Because I didn't.
Rolling Stone is trying to say that the 110 grand that she got is like little, because they're trying to compare her to like mainstream artists. Well, she mainstream, but like a high A-list artist like Drake or something like that would probably have like a multi-million-dollar deal. Keep in mind, there's people that get signed every day for free, 5K, 6K, 10K, 20K at the most sometimes. Like, so she got like a great deal. It's just they're being like comparative.
They're cutting deals for niggas for $5,000 these days. And as an advance, you gotta imagine, right? Like, technically in all record contracts, the advance you owe whether you recoup or not, but the label won't ever go after it for you, right? So essentially, when they give you money, this is a loan. They're planning that unless you succeed, they're not going to collect on. So imagine a label. Remember, I told you it might take you 10 artists to get to one successful one. If they gave out 10 advances of $100,000, they're down $1 million before they even get one success. The point is this. Motherfuckers is either some motherfuckers signing for free, some motherfuckers signing for $5,000. A lot of motherfuckers, like even when Meek was like, or people were mad at Meek for the like him offering artists like 10, 20,000. He didn't offer it. Well, I don't know what his budget was looking at the point, but when he said that, that's what other motherfuckers is offering y'all to. That's true. Nigga, Atlanta can sign these things for like $20,000, $30,000. That's a fact. They ain't giving these things $100,000. The fuck? Was she lit?
Especially these like TikTokers and all that stuff like that really don't got no image. They just got a popping song that's going. Like, as a record label, why would you take a huge risk on somebody that's not like? It's all about risk management. Like, what you're willing to spend, what this person might be worth. Do they really got a track record? Like, all that stuff comes down, and like that's how you get better budgets and everything. When you could like negotiate that you have certain things and you have certain traits. But if you're just like, I ran it up on TikTok, somebody was dancing to my song and it was lit. As a record label, I'd probably be like, okay, and like, what's the long-term plan? Can you do that again? Like, do you have an audience? Everybody fucking with you now? Do you make vlogs? Can you make a deal? Like, all that shit.
Chat, was she lit? Just tell me yes or no. In 2017, was she lit? And then after, somebody says no, she was ass. Somebody said maybe on the street she was lit. What does that mean? Yeah, everybody said no, bro. $100,000 for an artist that's not lit. Yo. So let me give like people like. Let me break down. This is Contracts 101. But people are hypnotized by numbers. By the way, This deal could have been for $1 million. The initial advance, like, you know what people be like, yo, I signed for $30 million. They're not talking about getting $30 million up front. That's $30 million during the duration of the contract. You do notice, right? I hope you've noticed. When somebody says, "Oh, I just signed for," like, unless it's one album, if most of these people are signing for 3 to 5 albums, a label usually is going to say we want 5, because it's going to take the first 2 projects. It's just investment. The 3rd project, we're hoping that you're going to like go over the hill. The 4th and 5th, we finally eat. And this is if we keep you for 5 projects, because we might have to drop you because we tired of giving you money. We just know you ain't gonna pop. I'm giving the truth about this whole shit. So, what I'm trying to say is that
labels can drop you if you ain't performing. Like, a lot of contracts will have like, well, they'll have like number guidelines. Like, if you're hitting this, it will continue. If you're not, then won't. And I'm assuming all of it's like subjective, like what the record label wants and how aggressive they are with it. But like, understand, like, these contracts come with like terms and agreements, and you really have to follow them, and you really got to respect them.
An initial advance for an artist, Lil Pump signed for like $30,000. Just put shit in perspective. Her very first record deal, $30,000. That was his initial advance. This is $110,000. If she was nobody, she don't got no viral songs, she's not the most popping chick on what? The number increases for subsequent albums. Yes. Her second album, she probably getting $200,000 for the advance. 3rd album probably gonna be like $350,000. 4th album, I don't know how many albums it was in. It's probably gonna be for like $600,000. And the 5th album might be for like $800,000. Like, listen, the labels, they're projected. They're saying that if you're gonna stay with us long enough, we can afford those prices. But right now, the only price we can afford for your initial album is $110,000. For somebody who they don't know, I think that's good. Now, here's the thing with that. Out of your advance, they're not asking you to pay for studio time, marketing, promotion. That's extra cost the label got to incur. So they gave you $110,000. That's for you to go buy chains and cars and take your mom out the hood and do all the shit that makes you feel like you a musician now. Now, granted, it's a loan, so I'm not acting like it's free money.
Yo, and I feel like that's something that everybody be thinking. This is not just money that you could just willy-nilly spend and everything. Like, this money is a loan. Whatever money they give you, they add interest on top of that, and you have to recoup it back to them. They want to make that money plus some back. So whatever they spend on you, whatever they give you, it's not for free, and you have to give that back with interest. So think if you really balling when your labels just keep throwing you money. That's not the case.
But it's not the only money they spend on you. Now they got to spend money on making an album. They got to spend money on visuals. They got to spend money on marketing, promo. They got to spend a lot of money. So like your advance could be 110, but their budget for like making your album and promoting and putting it out was probably 300. So they you know what I mean? They're down 400,000 just going into it, right? I'm just giving examples here because when I read this as a brutal contract, I was like, what the fuck are they talking about? The number increases for subsequent albums. The proposed royalty rate for debut and follow-up was 16%. Okay, meaning she was taking home 16% of every dollar she generates once she has recouped her advance.
Whoa, hold on.
Okay, meaning she was taking home 16% of every dollar she generates once she has recouped her advance.
So keep in mind, she don't get a dollar, not a single dollar, until they get their money back. So think about it as an artist. Like, you just got out the hood. You got your $1 million contract. You have to make them a milli before you could make 16 cents off of a dollar for them. Think about that. that is crazy. That is nuts. But that's the industry. Like, people don't understand that. And like, I feel like fans, they hear all the numbers, like, well, that's not a lot of stuff. It's like, well, it's kind of fair if you really think about it.
Jack, let me. The person who wrote this was so uneducated about the music industry. The industry standard for royalty rates is 13 to 60%. I'm telling you this right now. This is the fact. When the lawyers send their first offer in, it's going to be like, hey, you could get a 14% royalty rate. It's below that. Sometimes you be like, nah, I want to give me 17. They'll settle between 15 and 16. She got 16. The lawyers negotiated that. Now, what does that mean? This is a standard royalty rate. This fucking means when all the money's said and done, let's just say, we're making numbers up. They spend $1 million between the advance, paying out all type of miscellaneous fees, making this project, and they're down $1 million, and the album comes out. The first $1 million plus whatever fees, because there's always fees. So they spend $1 million on your advance and everything else, but trust me, it takes about like 1.25 for the label to then start saying we've. It's gonna add fees, all type of stuff, right? It's basically
of course
that's the interest rate.
Yo, bro, the fees are given. Lawyer fees, you got, bro, venue fees, producer fees, sample fees, like just interview fees and stuff like that. Like, yo, bro, you're paying for all the stuff that they're giving you access to. Believe it or not.
To the loan. After that, they're making profit, right? Now, when they're making profit, which means they're recouped, they then bust down the money that's coming in. Now, back in the day, which by the way they gotta change it, like they used to allocate certain shit to what distribution was, but necessarily you're not still shipping out CDs. You just put it on a DSP. You're not paying no money for it. You get me? Back in the day, they would be like, oh well, this is for the distributor. Well, ain't nobody driving around shipping CDs no more. So they definitely should fix that and adjust percentages. But essentially, what I'm saying is that 16% of every dollar will go to Summer Walker. The rest goes to the label or wherever the label is going to put that money. Now, I'm trying to tell you that this is normal as well. I kid you not, it's normal. And when I'm saying it's normal, I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm telling you how much, and that's why when you see I talk crazy to rappers, the moment I figured out that they aren't rich as I thought they were, it was figuring out that Superman had a suit made of fucking kryptonite. These niggas are liars. Do you understand?
Bro, rappers are trying to constantly just make their money back. It's not like these rappers are really balling like how y'all think they are. These niggas is in the hole for their bread for at least 2-3 years, depending on how long they contract and all that stuff is.
See what I mean? These niggas gotta get on the road and make some money. Like, they don't make money from their music, and their fucking record deal ain't that fucking lucrative. Right? So, here's the thing. Yes, every dollar comes in, she gets 16%. That's the fucking average for everybody in the industry. I've heard a lot of stuff about Drake's contract, and I'm only using Drake. Obviously, my favorite, but I'm only using Drake because he's the biggest in music. So, if I say this about Drake, you just think about any other artist and fit them in below him, right? Definitely up until Take Care, right before It's Rena's Too Late. Take Care and Nothing Was the Same. I can bet within a shadow of a fucking doubt that Drake was not getting over 22% of a royalty rate. I guarantee it. No, motherfucker. It's a fucking industry, bro. So when they say this is out of the ordinary, imagine Drake after Take Care going into Nothing Was the Same. Or let's say Take Care, because from what I've heard, he had renegotiated a bunch of shit, so who knows what it should look like. And also with him, he never complains about it publicly. He says it. The point I'm trying to tell you is this. If the biggest fucking artist, or a guy who's about to become the biggest fucking artist, in less than even 30 fucking percent, right? Why the fuck you think that 16 is so crazy? For artists in a standard royalty rate contracts, the label's gonna get the most of your money. That's just how it goes. because they look at it like we took all the risk and all the investment.
That's a fact.
Okay?
You gotta understand, like, if the label spent $1 million out of the pocket, like somebody gave you $1 million, like, yo, use this milli, and if we make it, we make it, son. And they're like, well, just take 20%. I gave you $1 million though. Kind of fair, especially if you don't have no leverage or no audience, no nothing to come up in a negotiation room. Like, come on.
Now, this is where these people start capping. Managers say these numbers are low by contemporary standards. Cap. Ask Russ. He'll tell you. Like, if you get 18% or so, you're good. No label's giving you over 40%. None of them really even going over 30%. Okay? So, again, this is her first contract. She ain't got no clout. 16. I'm guessing the next one was going to go up a little bit. It is what it is. Managers and lawyers were troubled by the proposed options in the draft they reviewed, which would have committed Walker for however long it took. Okay, so let me take the next finesse in the music industry. And again, I'm not defending LVRN at all. I'm just giving y'all the game of the industry, so y'all can't just act like it's one artist being jerked.
Alright, so I want to go to this one portion of the video where the label gave Summer Walker a car, and I'm gonna have Axe explain how this shit is.
Structure for what appears to be somewhat. You get 15% off every dollar you make. Look, all right. I know y'all smart as shit. Look at this. LVRN, G-Wagon. Look. Whose money you thought? Whose money you thought was this shit? What you think? What you think? Santa came down? No, nigga. We looked at how much fucking money you made us, and we kind of feel bad. Nigga, take a fucking G-Wagon. Take it, please. You get what I mean? Because if she made $10 million, she got $1 million. They got $8 million. Nigga, take a G-Wagon, please. Look. The look on her face is exactly why artists get actually, like, robbed. She looked like, really? No, you're too nice. Shorty, this is your own fucking money buying it. Like, they're not buying it. They're buying it with your money. She looks scared.
Yo, whatever the label gives you, bro, is tacked in to your bill that you have to pay them at the end of the contract. So if you buy $100K car, you gonna have to pay $115K with including interest. Like, you gotta understand, you're paying whatever they give you back plus interest. So really think about it.
Of her own fucking money. Look. Oh my god.
Christmas. Hey, Christmas.
She didn't want to grab the key. Should have grabbed it and said about fucking time. Now give me the rest of the $7 million y'all got it for me. Look, she's scared of the keys.
We love you.
We love you. We love the money you made for us. It's fucking the record industry.
Yes,
they've been pimping out these artists forever.
Pimping.
Yes, it's yours. Christmas. You're welcome.
Let me look up Summer Walker last week. 2019? They're eating! Nigga, we gave you $80,000 for your advance. Yeah, we've been like hitting you off there. We probably like rented some place and be like, oh, you can stay here. And only look like how much we were making off of you, you would be scared of that amount of money. Fucking really. This is the epitome of the music industry. If your label told you how much money they made off the artist you like, the artist will be scared of that money. Oh my god, you made $100 million? Of course you
off
be scared.
Off
you know what I mean? The nigga who giving her the keys ain't scared to spend it.
At all.
He ain't scared to spend that shit.
Cause it's her money, son.
Yeah.
She gonna pay me back. Plus, it's like, I don't mind giving you $200, cause you gonna give me $250 back at the end of the year.
You You've been sold it when you signed the contract. They got the money already. She feel like, oh, if I take this, this is for what I'm gonna make in the future. No, this is what they done made off of you already.
It's yours. It's all you. Yeah, it's all you.
She's scared of it.
Miss Lisa knew. Yeah, I knew what he wanted.
By the way, Justice and LVR, and I fuck with y'all niggas, but listen, man. Listen, and I don't think y'all do nothing wrong. It's just the nature of the music business. The music business is predatorial. You gotta keep it on it, brother. Keep it on it.
That's a
The
fact.
music business is predatorial, though. Keep it on it.
All black, right inside. Yeah. That's all you.
She said, "Are you fucking serious?" I love watching like Lil Baby them get cars and be like, "Oh man," because you gotta think about it. Car costs $300,000. You know what they're gonna tag on the bill? 400 or $500,000. So for you to recoup for that car you just got that you thought was a gift, extra $500,000.
It's like, I'm gonna give you this car. It's nice. It's cool. You couldn't buy it right now, but you gonna pay for it later. You gonna pay for it when you give us back that chicken. You gonna give us a little bit more too on top, like, you know. Son, what? This is how the label makes more money. It's like, yo, here's 2 cars, son. Like, go nuts. You up? Matter of fact, if I was a label too, I take care of the gas. I take care of the maintenance. Tag it up. Plus a little interest on top of that. Give me that. Yo, son, like, it's real life, like, robbery. It's not robbery, but like, niggas don't know no better. And then the people advising you work for the label. They work for me. And you don't know no better. And everybody in the hood, they like, yo, good job, can't we see you? And you like, yo, it couldn't get no better, but you gotta pay for that. You paying for that.
Right.
I would have been like, send that shit back. What are you doing?
If I was white, I'd be doing it too. You know what I mean? But like, this is why I can't really even sign no artists, because like, to really be good at this shit, man, you gotta be jerky. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you gotta be finessing these things.
If you ain't sick no more, huh? You sick it up. Everybody knows. Fuck them up. Yeah, all you, bro. All you.
She said for real. She's looking at it like, damn, y'all love me. Nigga, you done made them 10 times the amount of money that you got.
This is what I wonder too. I wonder, like, as a person that does this as a label, can you give them the car, give them like a gas card? They gonna drive the fuck out the car, so you know they swipey where we at anywhere. I'm like, yeah, pay for it, boom. Can you get a write off for that plus the initial money the artist was gonna give you plus the interest on top of that too? Cause that's the case, son, you're eating at tax season time. You're eating every trip. But yo, that's it. It's your boy Big MBK. Ain't gotta say too much. And yeah, you know, check out the other vids. You know, we got a little inventory of vids now, you know. Artists, hit me up too. Like, y'all wanna talk, ask for marketing advice, ask about anything, hit me up and let's talk. And yeah, hit me up in the comments, whatever. And yeah, we out of here. Big MBK. Bow.